There's a moment that almost everyone has experienced. You're standing at a checkout counter or scrolling online late at night and you see something you want. It's not essential. It's not urgent. But it feels justified. You hesitate for a second. Then your brain quietly says, you don't have to pay for it right now. And just like that, the decision becomes easy. You tap your card. You hear the approval sound. And for a brief moment it feels like nothing happened. No pain, no loss, no consequence. Almost like free money. But weeks later, something strange begins to happen. Your bank balance feels tighter. Your minimum payments start showing up. And slowly, without any single big mistake, you feel stuck. Like you're working but not moving forward. And the confusing part is, you never made a huge financial error. Just small decisions. Over. And over. And over again. This is the credit card trap, and the reason it's so dangerous is because it doesn't feel like a trap at all. Most people don't think of credit cards as dangerous. In fact, they think the opposite. They think, I'm being smart, I'm building credit, I'm managing my money better. And to be fair, credit cards are not evil. They're just tools. But here's the problem. A tool can still hurt you if it changes the way you behave without you realizing it. Because the real danger of a credit card is not the interest rate. It's not the fees. It's not even the debt itself. The real danger is how it quietly rewires your brain. Because when you use cash, you feel the loss immediately. When you use a debit card, you still see your balance drop. But when you use a credit card, nothing happens. At least, not right now. And that tiny delay changes everything. Let's break this down in a simple way. Imagine two versions of the same person. Same job. Same income. Same lifestyle. The only difference is how they pay. Person A uses cash or debit. Person B uses a credit card. Now both of them go out to buy a $200 pair of shoes. Person A pays immediately. They see their money go down. They feel it. That small discomfort creates a moment of reflection. Do I really need this? Sometimes they still buy it, but sometimes they walk away. Now look at person B. They swipe their credit card. No money leaves their account. No immediate pain. No friction. Just a smooth, effortless transaction. And because there's no immediate consequence, there's no reason to stop. This is what psychologists call the separation between action and consequence. And when those two are disconnected, people behave very differently. They spend more. They justify more. They think less. In fact, studies have shown that people spend significantly more when using credit cards compared to cash. Not because they're irresponsible, but because their brain is not feeling the cost in real time. And this is where the trap begins. At first it feels harmless. You use your card for convenience. Groceries, food delivery, a few subscriptions, nothing crazy. Then one day, something slightly bigger, a new phone, a weekend trip, a limited time deal, and your brain says, you'll handle it later. And you believe it. Because technically, you can. That's the whole design. Credit cards give you the ability to bring future money into the present. But here's the part most people don't realize. Every time you do that, you're shrinking your future. Let's make this simple. Imagine your income is like a flowing river. Every month, money comes in. And normally, you use that money to pay for your life. But when you use a credit card, you're taking water from next month's river and using it today. At first, it doesn't seem like a problem because the river keeps flowing. But over time, you start each month already behind. You're not using your money to move forward. You're using it to catch up. And that's when something subtle but powerful happens. Your financial life stops growing and starts repeating. This is why so many people feel stuck with money. Not because they don't earn enough, but because their future income is already partially spent, before it even arrives. Now let's talk about the second layer of the trap: minimum payments. This is where things get even more dangerous, because the credit card doesn't ask you to pay everything back. It gives you an easier option, a smaller number, a softer commitment. Just pay this much for now. And again, it feels reasonable, manageable, even responsible. But what most people don't realize is that minimum payments are not designed to help you. They are designed to keep you in the system. Because when you only pay the minimum, the rest of the balance stays. And it starts growing. Quietly. In the background. You don't feel it day to day. But over time, it builds. And builds. And builds. Until one day, you look at your balance, and it's way bigger than you expected, and you can't even remember exactly how it got there. This is not an accident. It's a system, a very well-designed one, because the longer you stay in it, the more money it makes. But again, the real trap is not the system itself. It's how normal it feels while you're inside it. Here's where it gets even more interesting, because this isn't just about money, it's about psychology. Your brain is wired to prioritize the present, immediate pleasure, immediate relief, immediate rewards, and to downplay future consequences, future pain, future stress, future cost. This is called present bias. And credit cards amplify it. They turn every decision into enjoy now, deal with it later. And your brain loves that, because later you feels like a different person, someone else, someone who will be more disciplined, more responsible, more in control. But when later becomes now, you're still the same person, with the same habits, facing a bigger problem. There's also something else happening: mental accounting. When you use cash or debit, you mentally categorize your spending more clearly. You feel like, I spent $50 on food, I spent $100 on clothes. But with a credit card, everything blends together. It becomes one big number at the end of the month. Less visible, less specific, less real. And when something feels less real, it's easier to ignore. This is why people often feel shocked when they finally check their statement, not because they spent on crazy things, but because of how many small things added up, tiny decisions. That felt harmless in the moment, but powerful in total. So what's the deeper truth here? The credit card trap is not about money. It's about time. It's about how shifting the timing of pain changes behavior. When pain is immediate, you think. When pain is delayed, you drift. And drifting is dangerous, because you don't notice it while it's happening. Here's another way to think about it. Wealth is built in the gap between what you earn and what you spend. But credit cards shrink that gap invisibly, not by forcing you, but by making it easier to say yes. Yes to things you don't need. Yes to upgrades you didn't plan. Yes to convenience over intention. And slowly, that gap disappears. This is why two people with the same income can end up in completely different financial situations. One feels in control, the other feels stuck. And the difference is not intelligence, it's not discipline, it's environment. One person feels every decision, the other doesn't. So what should you actually do? Not never use credit cards. That's unrealistic, and honestly, unnecessary. The real goal is simpler. You want to reconnect your spending with reality. Bring the consequence back into the present. Here are a few simple ways to do that. First, treat your credit card like a debit card. Only spend money you already have, not money you hope to have later. This one shift alone breaks most of the trap. Second, check your balance frequently. Not once a month, not when the bill arrives, but regularly. Make your spending visible. Because visibility creates awareness, and awareness creates control. Third, pay your full balance. Not the minimum. Not most of it. All of it. Every time, because the moment you carry a balance, the system starts working against you. Fourth, slow down your decisions. Add friction. Even something as simple as waiting 24 hours before a non-essential purchase can change everything. Because time weakens impulse and strengthens intention. And finally, understand this one idea deeply. Just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford it. Affording something means it fits comfortably within your life, without borrowing from your future. The credit card trap doesn't look like a trap. It looks like convenience, like flexibility, like freedom. And that's exactly why it works. Because the most powerful financial mistakes are not the ones that feel painful. They're the ones that feel easy, effortless, invisible. Until one day, they're not. So the next time you're about to swipe your card, pause for a second and ask yourself one simple question. Am I paying for this with my money or with my future? Because that small moment of awareness might be the difference between staying stuck and quietly building a life that actually moves forward.